And they think they got me under control with a noose around my neck. But I don't need to try to take life and misdirect and autocorrect the mistakes man made for the ruins Japan gave. And the seconds that hands played on the clock. Fourth impact, the 13th out of the sky will take us to that way. And love that's pure and out of friendship will save the day. What's left to say after the dust settles? After the bones and skeletons, they fill the streets until night it came. Stumble through the wreckage, we recover and trek through this infinite wasteland, directly somewhere better. Just battered and beaten and severed, just left no better. Whatever, I'll hope in the future helps me find my way back. You can and you can and you can't undo. You can and you can and you cannot undo. You can and you can and you can't undo. You can and you can and you cannot undo. I don't have a choice, I don't have a prayer. When I step inside that cockpit, I'm just left unaware to why we fight the way we do. If the world's already gone, tell me how will I know when I want.
Hello, everybody. If anybody can hear me, just give me a shout out in chat. Hello, everybody. If anybody can hear me, just give me a shout out in chat.
I don't have a choice, I don't have a prayer. When I step inside that cockpit, I'm just left unaware to why we fight the way we do.
How's the music volume? If anybody can hear me, just give me a shout out in chat.
I don't have a choice, I don't have a prayer. When I step inside that cockpit, I'm just left unaware to why we fight the way we do.
How's the
Evangelion, Neon Genesis, Evangelion, Neon Genesis.
Yeah, Julius, with all my live streams, I have DVR enabled, so as soon as the stream is over and it processes, you'll actually be able to watch it. So if you want to pop in and out, if you want to skip ahead or whatever later on, it'll definitely be there for you to see. So, and so everything sounds nice and good. The music volume's nice, with respect to voiceover. So today we are going to be building this guy. This is the Keeppley Evangelion Unit-01. It's like a third-party knockoff Evangelion Lego toy. Previously, I got these guys, these brickhead style, but let's see. I'm gonna give it just a minute or two. Let people filter in. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, I don't know. I've had some issues with lag on my stream. I honestly don't know. I've been trying to figure it out. There's probably a program or a utility of some sort floating around in the background that's hogging CPU resources, but so far I haven't been able to figure out just yet. I've disabled a bunch of utilities, programs that I don't need, like Creative Cloud's background, process. But give me just a minute. I'm gonna take a look at my task manager and these Adobe application things. That's probably what it is. Like, Adobe takes up a lot of resources. Yeah, my CPU is chugging along at like 100%. Looks like XSplit is using about half of it. Nah, it's just all XSplit. No. XSplit is using about half. Yeah, I don't know. Let's lower the bit rate. Let's. Yeah, I think once you start a stream, you can't actually change the bit rate. But once I close that video, it should probably help a little bit. Alright, so, but, you know, it's not like we're playing, like, video games or anything like that. We don't need to push, like, 60 frames a second. But, anyway, today, we are going to build the Keeppley Evangelion Unit-01. It is a... So here's the thing about these things. I don't actually know. Like, I don't know what the brand is, what, like, I've heard there's multiple names. So, like, I didn't get the box for these, but I got the boxes for these that I did before, and, like, the quality is real good, and, like, they claim to be, you know, licensed products, but I don't know. So, my understanding is, Legos in general are not patented anymore. So that's why you have, like, legitimate brands like Mega Bloks and Nanoblock. So, like, actually making third-party Legos is not illegal. These are based on the Brickheads style, which is a Lego product. So, like, this might be infringing, and I don't know for a fact that these are actually licensed by Kara, but it has, you know, that on here, and it has, you know, that on here. But there's multiple, like, there's Keeppley, I've seen Enlighten, which might be, like, the line of product, Cuppy, Kumon, SCLA, I've also seen the brand Lepin with some of these sets out there. So, but, like, the one thing that's fairly consistent is Keeppley. So, I got this and Unit 8 and Mark 6 off of a seller on eBay from China, of course. And I got the little Brickhead style sets from Amazon, but that seller is no longer selling that item. So I would just, like, if you're, like, interested in these, just search for Keeppley on Amazon, on eBay, or just Google. You'll find them. It's not that hard to find. So with that said, I am really excited to build some Legos today. And so inside one large Ziploc bag, I got multiple other bags that correspond to different parts of the build. Alright, let's get this opened up. And this time I thought ahead. So I got my... Oh, there's another bag inside of that. well, let's try and put those on that side, sorta. And then smaller pieces kind of over there. This table is actually slightly slanted, so I don't want I don't want my pieces kind of going everywhere. But yeah, so today we're just kind of like we're just gonna chill, listen to some music, and build some not Legos, you know. But yeah, I grew up. Oh look, a parts. That's cute. They gave me a. This is a part separator. But if I haven't mentioned, like, for being a product coming out of China that is probably illegal on more or one account, like the quality of these things, like I'm really happy with the quality of these. I had a lot of fun building them. They fit together pretty well. There was one or two little minor irregularities in. It might be really hard to tell, but like the panel line on the top is spaced slightly differently. There's a slight sizing discrepancy, but like generally the quality of these is really, really nice. And like they didn't come with any. They didn't need any stickers. Like all these details are very nicely printed on the blocks. So, like, good job. Like, I mean, they're bootlegs, I guess, but good job. But yeah, I'm a Lego. I'm not a Lego veteran per se. You know, like I grew up with Lego, particularly like some of the really like old sets. You know, like the original. God, like the first space theme before they had like Space Police and there we go. Space Police, Blacktron, Magnetron, Spyrius, Ice Planet, Space Police 2, which the ones that were all like green were my favorite. I would love to have like a complete set of that sub theme. I was never really crazy about castles or like boats or trains or city, but I really liked some of those classic space themes. And Aquanauts or Aqua Zone. Does anybody remember Aqua Zone Legos? The ones that were like all these like cool futuristic submarines? I like those. They had like little submarines with like arms and stuff, and like the enemies had like all these like shark themed vehicles. Something like that. I feel like there's going to be some really weird geometry with how this torso is going to come together. Aqua Raiders, yes, not. I think they hung out in the Aqua Zone, but yes, Aqua Raiders. Or were those the villains? God, it's been so long. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm kind of old. I'm not as young and hip as I claim to be. My favorite Eva model. So question is, do you mean my favorite like a Lego like a Bandai kit? Or like actual like Eva unit, because I have never actually built a Lego kit. or sorry, a bandai kit. That's one of the other things that I really want to do on this stream sometimes. So like, I'm not new to doing like live stuff, you know? Like I've presented at dozens of fan conventions over the years, you know, panels and such. Sometimes workshops, but like, there's a bunch of things that like I'd like to do. Like I think it'd be cool to just hang out sometime and like do a Bandai kit or build a like there's Eva puzzles, you know. Like I'm always gonna like push scripted content the most because like that's where like the interest really is, you know. And like I hate to like put it in such like dry terms, but like some of those like scripted analysis videos, those are what actually make me money. And this hobby is not cheap. It isn't. Like it's not cheap. And I spend a bit on it, you know. Creative Suite costs money. Web hosting costs money. Ava merch costs money. You know, like I have like so many different releases of Evangelion at this point. And like I'm gonna obviously buy the Blu-ray, the G Kids or whatever it is, Blu-ray when it comes out. But you know, that's gonna cost money. So, couple questions I saw floating by while I was rambling. Favorite Eva unit is going to be Unit 3. Unit 3 was a cool design. And, like, I love those episodes that it was in, but, man, it's a little disappointing that it didn't get to hang around for more than 1.25 episodes. And yes, I have seen the Tenacious D Ava parodies. I think there's 3 of those now. Those are like, God, a really dumb idea, you know, that somebody had that they should have just like, you know, like, oh man, wouldn't it be funny if we did whatever? And then, you know, in the morning they woke up sober and were like, whatever. But like, dude took the idea, ran with it, and was like, hey, you know what? Let's do that again. And then he did it again. Oh wait, is that one at a different angle? No, it just looks like it. So, my age, it shouldn't matter. You can find out if you're hard-pressed enough. But I'm at that point with YouTube where, like, sorry to say, like, I just don't feel the need or the want to put more personal information out there sometimes. I don't know. It also kind of ruins the mystique. I think people can... There we go. That was helpful. I think some people like to attribute coolness to youngness. So I'm just going to let people think that I'm younger than I am. Because I have this high, nasally voice. It's dropped a little bit since... well, some of the podcasts I did back in the day. But, I'm old. I'm in my 30s. That's all I'm going to say. Face reveal. Never really hid my face. I go to conventions, you know, and talk at conventions. There's some photos of me float around, but like, I might do some on-camera stuff at some point. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable on camera. And I think the other thing is, I think if I'm going to be on camera, and this is again one of those like dry money things, but like, I don't think I'm going to do anything on camera until I can afford some sort of like teleprompter of some sort. And that's cool how they. So they use it. They're using these little hinge pieces to wrap the like midsection there. Let's see. Let's change the track. There we go. A little burpee from lunch. Let's see, one of those, the last two of those. Nope, you don't get to see my face. I don't know. I'm just weird. I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable on camera. Maybe in the future. We'll see. Yeah, that torso's coming along nicely. Let's see. One of those. One of those. One of those. One of those. Got one of those. One of those. One of those. One of those. And one of those. Okay. I'm kind of one of the, when it comes to Legos, I'm kind of one of these people that just likes to like barrel through them as fast as possible, and sometimes when you do that, there's like this point where you're like, wait, where does you miss a piece? Let's see. So we gotta put that. This is going to be interesting. That didn't work out too well. Oh, that's cool. It's on a ratchet. And that went... Is that really how that goes? Yeah. Oh, no. There we go. That's better. That makes more sense. Get some of that chestal action. So, I do not really collect figures anymore. I have a bunch of the old... Actually, I'll just grab one. Oh, man. Oh, it is super, super dusty and super big. Actually, let's just do the document camera. This is one of the old Kyoto metal repaint figures. It is super dusty. I haven't... Ugh. This is one of the first Eva figures I ever got. It was a gift from the wife when she was just a friend back in high school. And I'm like, didn't I just say I wasn't gonna like put any more personal information out there on the internet? But I would like to get some more. I'd like to get some more Eva, like different type of Eva stuff. Like I'd like to build it, or like one of the I think that those aren't those like real grade kits kind of popular right now. I want to say I saw. I've seen a couple reviews. Anybody into Jabi the Hong? I've been watching his. I think I came across him because of his Evangelion reviews, but like I also grew up with Transformers, so I have watched a whole bunch of his videos, and I kind of appreciate his silly, Filthy Frank-esque spiel or shtick. Shtick. Let's stick with shtick. But yeah, I do want to build like a real grade kit, and I have an acquaintance, a convention acquaintance that does some Gunpla stuff. I was thinking maybe could maybe cross collaborate. I'm not gonna name drop because I don't want to make them feel super uncomfortable. Our torso's coming along quite nice. Now we're gonna move along to the back here. Favorite track on the Evangelion soundtrack. So this is gonna be kind of a hot take, but I am not a big fan of the original soundtrack. Like a lot of it is like it's just too like 1970s, 1980s like mecha, I guess, you know? There it is. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the original soundtrack. I love the soundtrack to the end of Evangelion. Like Shiro Sagasu's work on the end of Evangelion, just amazing. Man, original soundtrack though, that's a tough one. I mean to do like a video along those lines at some point. Wait, did I grab the wrong piece? I think I did. Man, I'm just completely this is like one of those things that like nothing comes to mind immediately. But Soul's Refrain. I mean, I like most of like the lyrical songs, you know? Like, oh, here we go. No, I got it. Thanatos. That's what I'm gonna go with. Thanatos is a solid track. Building out the back now. Now we just need to duplicate on the other side there. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Thanatos. Terrific episode. My all-time favorite episode from the show. Although, I gotta say, since I've been doing these episode collages every week, which has been a lot of fun. It's kind of like a visual survey, you know? Episode 18, I want to look up who was the... I need to look up who the art director and the animation directors for that episode were, but episode 18 is a really, really visually gorgeous episode. I also really like pretty much all of Shiro's work on the Rebuild films. Like, where did you go? I zoned out and now I'm like, wait a second. Where do those go? Oh. I was looking at them upside down. They go on the bottom here. There we go. And then... Our torso is getting pretty close to done. So, these aren't Mega Blocks. These are Keeppley. So here's a throwback for you guys. This is in 2012. I think I want to track down Ariane and someday and interview her because I have this feeling that she like did the vocals for End of Eva and like just had no comprehension of what it was or what it became. So I think in 2012 she discovered what it was and she went and made her own unauthorized 2012 Come Susser Todd cover. And I think she was like, this was just before 3.0 came out. And I think she was using it to try to promote her her new album, her album that was new at the time. And she released two versions. There's like the main one that I have in this playlist somewhere else, and then this one, which is like a sort of a dubstep mix. I know it's not everybody's like cup of tea, but it's different, you know? Something new. Alright. And I feel like there should be something back here, but no. So our torso is all built. We got our ball joints. And ball joint, you know. You won't stand up anymore. And we got one little red one left over. So we are going to move on now to bag number 2. We're going to build the legs and the arms and the bottom of the head. So, some dude was Ariane, and probably some, you know, some producer or mixer or engineer. Oh, we got more bags. It's like bag. I want to say this version of the song is one of those things that has just been lost to the history of the internet. As is this. I have this archived on my website. This is from We Are Not Alone, which was a like a collaboration of a bunch of different artists, mostly in Japan, and half of it is, I'm sorry to say, half of it is like unlistenable, but a couple of them are pretty solid. Like this chiptune cover of what is this, Magma Diver? Yeah, should be Magma Diver, right? I don't know, my brain's kind of dumb today. Oh, we're done with that already. That's a weird looking piece. What are you? That is a very strange piece. There is not a spot on the belly for that red piece, but we'll think of something. We could, if I had two of them, I could replace Ray's eyes with them. Alright, back to work. Need one of those. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's that's cool. It's a piece with studs on both sides. Gundams. There are only two, count them, two Gundam series that I have watched in their entirety. I'll let chat. Why don't you go ahead and guess? If I've only seen two Gundam series in my entire life, what do you think they are? We'll give some fake points to whoever guesses. Gundam Wing is one of them. Squibbles, you get 500,000 Ava Monkey points, which are worth absolutely nothing. So, I have seen a little bit of 08th MS Team. Did nothing for me. Sorry to say. But War in the Pocket is the other one. War in the Pocket is an excellent, excellent show. So, like, if you're, like, not, you know, like, a big Gundam fan, that would be, like, the first one I would say you should watch. But yeah, Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing was, like, was the thing back in, like, the early 2000s when I first started getting into anime. Like, I started getting into anime in 98, but, like, the, oh, that's interesting. Oh, cool. So this one is made out of rubber, and I was like, what is this? It's not a, it doesn't go on a stud. It's actually going to go, this piece is actually going to go inside of here, and it's going to act as like a tensioner when we put like a ball, or when we put this on the leg. Cool. But yeah, Gundam Wing was like huge during the earlier days of my anime fandom. I tried. I want you guys to know, I tried very hard to watch the original Mobile Suit Gundam, but that is a really hard show to get through. I started watching it on like 1.5 speed, but man, that's a tough show to watch. I really mean to get back to it sometime, because like I want to do like I need to get around to watching, you know. Did I build that backwards? Okay, no, it goes that way. So we're gonna take that into the ball joint and go on. Cool. Ball joint. Nice. Someday I will sit down and I will watch all of the original Mobile Suit Gundam and Space Runaway Ideon. I will. I promise. Legend of Galactic Heroes is never going to happen. I'm sorry. One of my friends, Alex, if you're out there somewhere, been thinking about you. We need to catch up. But I have a friend who was really into Legend of Galactic Heroes, and I attended one or more of his panels about it, but that's just too long of a show. I'm sorry. I'm really terrified of large time commitments. You know? Like One Piece. You are never gonna get me to watch One Piece. Just fact. Never gonna happen. You know, like I got another friend who really likes One Piece and, you know, is caught up on One Piece, and he's always like, you should watch One Piece, and I'm like, how many episodes is it? 800, and it gets really good, and I'm like, I bet it does, but like 800 episodes, like take 800, okay, and divide it by like 13 or 26, and you can watch a buttload of other shows. You know? Like, just, I gotta be smart with my time. Okay. Get that little tensioner down in there, and getting some legs on him. I do hope that this has like some good posability. It's kind of hard to say though, because it's like it's gonna be chunky, like look at that chunky boy. Look how chunky he is. But I have hopes. I have hopes that there will be some posability. reverse of these. Oh, here's one. There's the other one. There we go. And then we need the reverse. So, as a sort of thank you for hanging out with me today, I could probably tell you guys a little bit about what I'm working on. I'm kind of weird about talking about, like, hey, the video that I'm working on currently, because, like, sometimes things just, like, they change, you know? Like, I've scrapped entire videos just because, like, something happened that made them irrelevant. But, so right now, I'm working on a follow-up video. No, thank you for hanging out with me, man. Sometimes when I do these things, I'm, like, worried that, like, nobody's gonna care. But, I'm working on a follow-up to my last video, because of that one trailer that leaked out. There's a new video, like a next time preview with the what do you call it? The IMAX release, and it has a cut of animation where Shinji's in Nerv in his old plug suit from. Make sure I put these on the right ones. It probably doesn't matter, but this one goes on this side, and this one goes on this side. So there's a new next time preview in. Can you just chill out? Not really, not yet. Anyways, there's a new next time preview in the IMAX release. And it has a cut of animation of Shinji in Nerv talking to Gendo on the platform where he was in the TV series in episode 19, where he came back to pilot Unit 1. So, and he's in his plug suit from 2.0. So, people are like, time travel. He's gone back, and it's gonna be like Eva Retake, where he's going to go back in time and he's going to fix his mistakes. You know? And it's interesting. I mean, we do have a title for the film from a science fiction novel about time travel. Okay? But, and we have, like, precedents for time travel in the show with, like, the quantum rays and things like that. But, I don't know. I think that's too obvious. My operating theory is that it's like Mari's plug suit when they recolored it gray to not give away the RGB plug suits too early. I think that his plug suit is a different color. You know, like that's not the final color that he's gonna, like his plug suit's gonna be in the final film. Or it's like a instrumentality type thing, you know, like in the end of Evangelion, Gendo was like bitten in half by Unit 1, which clearly was not there. You know, like they were in like the crazy room, you know? That's what I think. I think there is something more nuanced than that. So, I'm working on a script for that video right now. And then, I've got a couple other things kind of in draft. I'm working on 2 analysis videos. One is about Nerv and like all the weird things that they do that make no sense. You know? Like in reality, if I were in charge of Nerv, ain't no way in the hell those pilots or that crew are living up on the surface where they can get, you know, stuck in traffic or killed by flying debris. You know, like, it's dumb. So there's a whole bunch of things in Evangelion like that they're just dumb. It doesn't make any sense. You know, like, there's a whole lot of nepotism and questionable things like Misato being allowed to care for the children was a terrible idea because of like she's ordering them into battle where they may die and where she may have to give them orders that will result in their death. So, I'm working on that. Because there's a bunch of dumb stuff like that in Evangelion. And then somewhere floating around in the back there, which I probably won't revisit until, like, we get another release date for 3.0 plus 1.0, is just a general, like a refresher for people about what to expect in terms of, like, its availability. Because I feel like there's a lot of really new fans that, you know, just weren't around for the distribution of the previous films. Because, like, I don't want to, like, sound like I'm throwing shade or anything, but, like, sometimes people, like, ask, like, if there's gonna be a simultaneous streaming in English release the day that 3.0 plus 1.0 hits theaters. And I'm like, what? Why would you ever think that? Like, it doesn't work that way. Or just wanting it to, like, expecting it to be in American theaters or, you know, in English-speaking territories the same day it's going to release in Japan. Like, no. This doesn't really, it doesn't work that way. Come on, guys. Sorry, that's I don't mean to sound like I'm throwing shade, but I just can't believe we have so many people asking that question all the time, like every day. But yeah, we will not see an English release of that film officially for probably close to a year afterwards. Fan subs should drop. Well, the video release should come out like several months after the theatrical release. So we should be able to watch it subtitled in English unofficially, you know, a few months after. And then a few months after that, somebody, probably Funimation, but no promises because they do them individually, somebody will license it, they'll announce it. A few months after that, we'll start getting release information about it, who's in the dub cast, if there's any new voices, which looks like mostly the same cast. And then a few months after that, they'll put it in the theaters. And then a few months after that, they should release the actual DVD and Blu-ray. Oh, there it is. Sometimes sometimes I panic. Like I'm like so certain that the piece that I'm looking for isn't in here, and I'm like petrified that I will not be able to finish it. So, sigh of relief. And one more. But how are you all? How are you all weathering this? How are you? How are you doing? How are you surviving this? You know, it's not just 2020. Like, I don't know if you noticed this, but like, it wasn't just 2020. Things were still pretty bad. Like as I've said. But how are you guys doing? Tell me something good. Has anybody, like, I don't know, gotten married or graduated or gotten a degree or... Tell me something good. Tell me something good, chat. Because life, man. There's been, like, no consistency. It's been no... It's like every day has a different playbook. You know? You haven't died yet. Setting those goals real low. I like it. And that's one of my goals. I mostly just try to stay inside as much as possible. Try to stay home and stay out of trouble. I hate going to the grocery store. I get so stressed out going to the grocery store, and it's so dumb. But I get so stressed out when I go to the grocery store nowadays. I hate it. These people are terrible. Like, they put the lines and the arrows on the floors to tell you which way to go, and then people just ignore them. And then you're like standing there, you know, looking at something, and they're like, "Could you move?" And I'm like, "You're the one that's going the wrong way, my dude." I wonder if people who study... Psychologists, man, must be making a killing right now. I wonder if anybody's studying, like, the onsets or the prevalence of, like, agoraphobia and things like that. Because I'm sure, like, people are... some people, like, people... Oh, God, people who have agoraphobia right now, God, can't imagine. Or, like, people who are, like, there are people who have, like legitimate, like germophobia, and they must be such a mess right now. Oh, I think our boy here is gonna be able to stand up now. Yes! My boy can stand! There we go. Yeah, this thing is gonna be like 7.5 inches tall, roughly, when it's done. Yeah, that's coming along nicely. Let's get that centered there. Ugh. Man, I think we're like firmly past the halfway point here, but sometimes you look at these things and you're like, that's not gonna take that much time. Oh, this is a solid track. Let's turn that up a little bit. So, this is a track called Treetops. I want you to think about, like, right now, we are in, like, Nerv, okay? And, like, we're in an Eva, or we're observing an Eva that's about to be sortied into action. Like, it's about to get on the elevator. This is by a member of the community. I don't know how active he is these days, but he goes by SL4TM. That's also his name for his like music. He did an entire Evangelion concept album called 17 More Times, I think is what it's called. Let's look at the info on that. Just want to make sure I got that right. It is, yeah, 17 More Times. It's a mixture of like electronic, ambient electronic, there's some trance. Really, really solid album. Definitely worth looking into. I often listen to this while I'm out driving. But this is Treetops, and it's kind of about an Eva kind of sorting into battle. Right now we're kind of in like the chill intro. But Eva is gonna launch imminently. I think I done goofed. I think I made a mistake. I don't know. It's weird when a piece like is supposed to hang out over the edge. There we go. So chat, I need a new show to watch. It feels like there's a drought of content. We just finished. We've watched all of The Office. We've watched all of The Good Place. I watched The Queen's Gambit. Did I get a super chat? I didn't even think about that. Super chats. How did I even see that? I wonder if I can check on my phone. Shut up. Shush. Super chat. I can't even see it. There we go. Thank you, Psycho Potato. Let's see, what does that look like in the actual thing? Okay. Yeah, so thank you, Psycho Potato. Sorry, so with the way I had this all set up, I actually multi-stream to both Twitch and YouTube, and I have like I'm looking at the same output as everybody else on YouTube, and and it doesn't really tell me. It just comes up as it just says text, but thank you so much. I appreciate it, and your kind contribution will allow me to spend more money on Evangelion, I guess. Did I use too many of these? No, it's only supposed to use one of those. And one of those. Okay. I'm terrible at this, guys. Let's see if I can... Alright, so... we got an arm. Drop that on there. Ball joint. Yeah, I was really hoping to see. I think we all were. It's a little disappointing, but it is to be expected. A lot of people keep saying, "Just release it digital. Just release it digital," and so. So, a couple considerations. Now, in terms, there's a lot of things that began production, like this film did, before pandemic. And some of these major investments rely on these exhibition formats, okay? There's a term in business and media called the long tail. And you also hear about this in media, like YouTube and such. Basically, when a film, it's not just about, video sales, or it's not just about theatrical, it's not just about licensing or syndication, or it's about all of these things, really, Some of these films are big financial risks, and if a company doesn't, if a company doesn't, profit from something, well, and they don't get to make movies next time, it's just the reality of things. It's a business. It sucks, but that's why you don't see a whole lot of there's very little big budget tentpole filmmaking going on right now. A lot of these companies are sort of what are we in, Marvel Phase 4 now? All of these new Marvel Phase things, they're all going to Disney Plus, and they're kind of going to different models. you got an arm now. This is one thing I'm disappointed about. The it's only got 4 digits on the hands, which, like, being how the Evas are supposed to be human is kind of a weird thing. So, but I really want, you know, I do really want this film, like you, to come out immediately. I've been waiting so long. But sometimes these executives and these business people are hesitant to do that because it could substantially affect the financial viability of the film. So I don't fault them too much. It just sucks. It's rough. I really want the film to be out, much like you guys do. Ready to witness the end of an era. Thank you, Finn. Favorite console and game? Again, I am old, so you know. All right, so this is now a topic. Thank you, Finn. In like the whole culture of game consoles, of Sega or Sega or Nintendo, Sony or Microsoft, Nintendo or whatever, you know, like PlayStation or Xbox, Nintendo or Sega Genesis. The correct answer is all of them. So I have a pretty substantial console collection. See, Random Watermelon makes a very good point. This is why I am not 50, but I sound like I'm in my early 20s. Because I never learned how to grow up. But, yeah, so I grew up playing the original Nintendo Entertainment System. So if I had to pick one console, like that was it, like you can only have one game console for the rest of your life, it would probably be the Nintendo Entertainment System. As far as games, if I was going to pick a single game for that system, it would probably be Tetris, because Tetris, endlessly playable. I've actually been playing a lot of it recently as a de-stressor. It's not my favorite game on the system, but it's just endlessly playable. As far as favorite game of all time, that is very tough. I have a lot of favorites. God. Well, let's throw out a few favorites. The Ranger X on the Sega Genesis. It's a underrated, overlooked, quality game. It's like a mech shooter. Tekken Tag Tournament. The Last of Us is... I've played The Last of Us many, many times. Metal Gear Solid, I've played many, many times. I really love the various like Metroidvania type games, like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin. I love all those games. Super Metroid. I just played what is it called? Thomas Happ made it. Axiom Verge. I just played and really enjoyed playing Axiom Verge, which was a Metroidvania type game, and I am so excited for a sequel. During the pandemic, I finally got around to playing Horizon Zero Dawn. That is the perfect pandemic game. Like, if you can't go out, play that game. I have played Chrono Trigger. I liked it. I wish it had better, like, character development. But I like to think of it as the world is the character in that game. I do like... I recently got... during the pandemic, I got the original Doom, Doom 2, Doom 3, Doom 64 on my PS4. I played the original... I played Doom 2 way back in the day on Macintosh, of all things. And I played through Doom 1, and I'm very disappointed that Doom 1 doesn't actually let you beat the game. That, like, the last level is it just dumping you into a room full of enemies that you have no hope of beating. Jerks. Oh, got that on there backwards. Somebody asked Eva or Franks. Hot take. Well, not a hot take, but I did really enjoy Darling and the Franks. I know a lot of people didn't. Like, I know a lot of people got really hyped about it, thinking it was going to be like the next Eva, and were disappointed that it wasn't, or that it didn't live up to their expectations. But I did really like Darling and the Franks. I picked up the Blu-ray. Need to get around to rewatching it to kind of evaluate it further. See if it if my assessment of it being, of what I felt about it is valid, accurate. Sometimes you play or watch something once and you really like it, and then you play or watch it again and you're like, yeah, that wasn't very good. Like Metal Gear Solid 2. I played and really enjoyed the first time I played it. I was taken aback by the... what did I do? Did I do something wrong? I was... Wait a second. Alright guys, back me up here. So, black piece. So black, purple, black. Flip it over. I'm having one of these moments where I'm like, am I just doing this wrong? Okay. Man. Sorry. I just had a moment. There we go. My boy's got no head. So sadly, we cannot put... Oh. Oh, okay. There you are. Just for you. Let's move Asano out of the way. Shinji can hang out with Headless Cow over there. Alright, and let's see, what do we got? We got left. We gotta start building the head. Yep. Just got the head left. I will form the head. We're in the home. Set out this bag. Oh, this is probably the that's the rest of the head and the weapon, the gun. No, we're not quite in the home stretch yet. Getting close though. So, Finn, interestingly, I'm kind of obsessed with analytics. You know, like I like to. So I know you guys out there are like 98% or 97% male between the ages of 25 and 30, of like between 18 and 35, and you're mostly from the United States, obviously. But the biggest overlap in my channel with any other channel on YouTube, Mega 64. And I am okay with that. I have been a fan of Mega 64 almost as long as I've been a fan of Evangelion. A couple of years difference, but pretty close. And one of these days, mark my words, Garrett, if you're listening, because I know Garrett follows me, we're going to hang out. We are going to hang out. Once all this blows over, we're going to hang out, and we're going to talk about Eva. And I don't mean like on the internet, although we'll do that too. But we're going to hang out sometime. Mark my words. So that's the back. So that's going to go up there like that. But yes, the Evangelion in 5 minutes, although it's really 10 minutes, it's good. It's solid. I do hope that the preview that they did for End of Eva with that wasn't just, they just made those shots. I do hope that they are actually working on a follow-up I'm missing a piece. Maybe it's in bag number 3. I hope it's in bag number 3. Otherwise I'm going to be very disappointed. Oh, nope, it was in the bag. It was in the other little bag. There we go. Thank you, Mike Dempsey. Only doing this for the lulz. Just say, I love Emilia. I hope I don't regret that. KO, what? What is CLP? What does CLP stand for? The Virgin Rooster Teeth versus the Chad Mega 64. I like both of them, so get out of my chat. Rooster Teeth is also really solid. Back in the day, way back in the day, when Halo 3 was in its heyday, I actually worked on a Machinima series that was modestly popular. Chile. Is that Chilean? But yeah, I like both Mega 64 and Rooster Teeth. I've followed both of them for quite a while. So, Lapis Salamander, I was part of a show called Sprigs by Running Gun Productions. It was like a assistant director, I guess. There's always like a few leftover pieces in every bag. And they always make me nervous that I forgot I missed the piece. So yeah, I was part of a Machinima group briefly. Well, about a year and a half, and we did a couple things. Mainly a Halo 3 Machinima series that was kind of like Halo mashed up with like Chuck Jones, like Looney Tunes. But that's the best way I can describe it. There you... Nope. The panic. The panic. Oh, there it is. The panic when you think that you're missing a piece that you need to build a set is so... It's real. It's so very real. I don't like it. Oh. Man, some of the techniques and pieces that they're using to accomplish this geometry is really impressive. Like this is almost certainly not 100% legal, this figure, but the creativity and the engineering is pretty solid. Like, the quality of the piece is really good. They fit together really nicely. Just all of the joints and the hinges that they're using. Like, look at this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 hinges on this section and a ball joint. So, let's see, how are we doing? Page 38. Oh my god, page 38 of 51. Would you guys hate me if I if we finished the actual unit and I did like the gun and everything like on my own later? That's a weird piece. What are you? That is a really unusual looking piece. So Gundam King says, I noticed that you don't talk about the rebuilds too much except for brand new news. Is there a reason for that? Not as such. To be fair, I've made quite a few videos about the last, about 3.0 plus 1.0, in terms of like what's going on with it. There isn't really a reason so much as a lot of the videos that I make are motivated by, like, just, like, I gotta do something about this. Like, I sometimes, like, the 1 hour photo video was just like, fanning. Like, the whole thing with Robin Williams, like, oh, he wrote that figure into the film and it was part of his contract that it needed to be in there. And I'm just like, and I watched the film and, like, I just, I looked into it and I'm like, no, like, that's not how, that's, just, so, like, a lot of things are just like, I felt like I had something to say. I'm not a huge fan of the rebuild films. I don't hate them. I'm a little disappointed, I've said this before, but, like, ultimately what I want is I want Anno to finish these films and move on. Like, what? How are you supposed to go in there? Oh, I missed a piece. So, I really like the take on Operation Yoshima in 1.0, and, like, I enjoy them in terms of, like the action, but it just doesn't have the same depth as the original series. Like, I just have a lot more to say about the original show. Like, I've lived with it for so long. And the other thing is, a couple years back, another YouTuber who goes by Demolition D, you probably know. He's not an Eva tuber, but he's made a bunch of Eva videos. He did a really in-depth 3-part. Basically, I hate to use the word teardown, but like deep dive into the Rebuild films, and they're really like their shortcomings, and he really hit the nail on top of the head. And like, I mean, I agree with pretty much all of his points, you know? Really, like, most of what I would say about the rebuilds from like an analytical perspective would largely be echoing the things that he's already said. So I don't know, just there's that, and I kind of want to wait for the films to be done too, you know, before I like really try and do any really in-depth analysis, or you know, like, you know, it's incomplete. So when it's complete, I will probably do more, you know. Like, I had an idea for like Rebuild of Evangelion uses Neon Genesis Evangelion as shorthand. Ah, my boy's got a face. Ah. Rebuild uses NGE as shorthand. There's a lot of things that we don't know about the world of Rebuild that we can reasonably assume about Rebuild until we're told otherwise. Like, I don't believe Rebuild tells us that Naoko Akagi created the Magi. I'm pretty sure it just doesn't mention it at all. Like, I don't think Ritsuko's mother is mentioned at all. Like, not even once. But we can assume that she exists in the world of Rebuild. We can assume that she was, you know, the creator of the Magi supercomputers, you know, until we're told otherwise. So I'd like to do a video about that, you know, sometime. Like, Eternal Summer. The world of Evangelion is a world of eternal summer because the axis of the Earth changed during Second Impact. And 1.0 and 2.0 don't tell us really anything about the climate. But we can assume that it's still endless summer. But we don't know for sure. Just that in 3.0, the characters wear heavier clothing and there's going to be snow, and so we can assume some things, but we don't know. So it's kind of hard to... Did I put... Yeah, I think I... Nope, I did it right. Mostly right. Having another one of these, yep, put those on backwards. up. There we go. My thoughts on the loop theory. I think we need some concrete evidence that exists. I haven't really read too much into it, to be honest with you. Just that a lot of the earlier, I feel like a lot of the earlier stuff stemmed from questionable translation, limited information. You know, like, there are a number of things in the loop theory that were faulty because of information that we had not yet gotten in later films. So, got our side there. I'm waiting for some... Again, like, I'm waiting for, like, the last film to tell us something along those lines. And or some... Is that just supposed to be... Okay, so... I need to do both of those. Yeah, I guess I would just really like to see whether or not it's going to be validated by the film itself. Or I'd like to see some good analysis of the loop theory after all the films have, you know, come out. I guess I could say that it doesn't interest me enough to expend the energy to look into it. Oh. Did I... It's kind of hard to see, but these pieces under here are kind of making it hard to fit these in here properly, and I'm wondering if I put them on backwards. So I'm kind of like looking... I think I put... Yeah. That explains it. Flip those. Sometimes these instructions are hard to read. There we go. Yeah. So far, everything with this is very, very solid, but these are just barely hanging on by a single peg. So far, like, that's, I think, the only thing that's like, really? Could you have done better? Alright. We are so close to being done with this guy. We need to build the horn here. Somebody asked me earlier if I was seeking out any spoilers yet, and the answer is no, not really. I'm sure I'm going to be exposed to them eventually, but because just I'm just exposed to so much stuff all the time between social media and Reddit and YouTube and Baby Geeks and I think that's it. So now we got him all together. Let's take a look at his posability. So the head is on a ball joint, but there's no egress to turn or to tilt the head left or right. It can tilt back a little bit, and the mouth can open up a little bit. But the head is largely fixed. Our shoulders can swing all the way around. They can go left and right. There's a ball joint. Ball joint. It's like a ball joint, ball joint, ball joint. And then our fingers are individually articulated. Oop. So not bad on the arms. And then again on the legs we have ball joint, ball joint, ball joint. So beautiful spread. Beautiful spread. Ankle pivot. Ankle pivot. Can't lean forward too much. I don't think you're gonna be able to get anything really dynamic. I don't think it's gonna be able to get anything really dynamic out of him, but he's got a fairly good amount of articulation for something with this, like, for what it is and what size it is and the kind of geometry that he has. But let's finish up. We gotta do the pallet rifle still. Do I think travel restriction will be lifted when 3.0 plus 1.0 releases? I really wish. I really do. I've got a friend who used to be a part of the community by the name of Jenian, who lives there now, and it would be nice if he could come home sometime. And I was supposed to go over there. Like, I was about to buy tickets, okay? Like, in January of last year, like, he and I were sitting in a hotel room when he was visiting, basically knocking out the ideas of, like, what we wanted to do as an Eva travelogue. Because I was going to go to Japan for the premiere. And I wanted to go to Hakone and Fuchikyu Highland. And I already made a mistake. No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did. Not too bad. Yeah, I was going to do a travelogue in Japan. And at that point, we were just kind of talking about, you know, some cruise ship that was like off the coast and such. Yeah, and I had to nix all my plans, and like, thank God I didn't buy a ticket, like plane tickets, or pay for any accommodations or anything like that. But mega bummed that I didn't get to go to Japan to, you know, do a travelogue and see the film release. So I'm hoping they do, because I want to go. But, I mean, will I go? Can I go? Because you gotta consider, like, you know, there's not just, like, you know, if, like, Japan, you know, lifts their restrictions, that doesn't mean that they're gonna let you come from your country. You know? But truthfully, I just don't know enough about what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I really just don't know enough about what's going on. I really don't know very much Japanese. I took a little bit in college. But no, skoshi. Nihongo wa muzukashii desu ne. Zenzen wakarimasu. Wakarimasen? I don't know. So, yeah, I was not good at Japanese. That is one of the superpowers that I would love to have. You know, like, if you're just hanging out and being like, what's a superpower? What superpower do you want? You know, like, if I could have any superpower, I got 3. I got 3 picked out. First, limited precognition. Basically, like a spidey sense. You know, like, you know, like the instant before something bad happens, like an accident, or you fall down and you break a glass, or you trip, or whatever. Like, an instant before that happens, you get, like, almost like a little spidey sense to, like, avoid it. Super useful. You would never fall down, you'd never get in an accident and die. That's real high on the list. 2 would be teleportation. Super useful. 3 would be the ability to speak any language. Alright. And the way this works is he doesn't actually hold the rifle. It actually tabs into his arm here. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Can't really bring the arms together to, like, coddle the barrel. But here it is. Our Lego Eva Unit-01. I don't know who the baby is, so I have no idea. Favorite Eva character? Toss up between Shinji and Asuka, depending upon how I'm feeling. But as I have gotten older, I've really started to appreciate Ritsuko and Misato a lot more. So, and let's see, we got an extra. Let's see. Switch back to that view. So we got an extra tensioner, an extra little red dot, flat purple plate, a little angle thing, a little square, So they're nice enough to give us a few of the really small ones. But yeah. I gotta be honest, I'm really happy with it. And for those of you that might not have noticed or saw, I actually got the Unit 8 and the Mark 6 as well. So, in the next, however many weeks or whatever, I will probably make these two. I really want to make I think I'm going to make the Mark 6 next. But, look at that boy. So, I got 2 more to build. We are not doing them today, because I've already been streaming for like 2 hours now. But I really enjoyed making this, and I really like Lego, so I think I will have to. It's nice and detailed. Whoops. Let's just make him stand as upright as possible. Give him a little bit of spread there. Yeah. I forget how much I spent on these. Let's see. How much did I spend on these? I think they were like $30 each. How much were they? I want to say these were like $8 a piece. 22 bucks. 22 plus shipping. From China. So the brand or product line or whatever is Keeppley. Same as the little brickheads I have here. But I like this. Happy with it. Oh, Finn, did I hit 20,000? Or 30,000? Yeah! Look at that. 30,000. Like, I know, like, in, like, the pantheon or the landscape of YouTube, like, 30,000 subscribers is nothing, you know? But, like, because there's, like, people that have... There are literally hundreds of thousands of channels that have 1 million or more. There's, like, 200,000 channels. Actually, let's fact check this. How many YouTube channels have over 1 million subscribers? Sorry, tens of thousands. Tens of thousands. According to Medium.com, 23 to 24,000 YouTube channels have over 1 million subscribers. But there are tens of thousands of channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And I just want to get to 100. I want to get that shiny, like, mirror reflective 100,000 subscriber plaque. That'd be so cool. Like, if I could like real talk with you guys. I majored in art, visual art. So I have a college degree, and the emphasis that I did was film and video production. And out of college, I never did that. Just, the area that I'm in, it's like I got two options. One, I can do wedding videography and production, or 2, I can work for the government. That's it. And I'm not the kind of person that runs off to LA. Just not. I'm a homebody, So I didn't run off. I've never been to California. I would love to fly out and rent a car and drive up the coast, hit Seattle, Portland, Vancouver. It'd be cool to hit some place up in Northern California too. But I've never been to California. Never been to LA. So for me, this is running this channel and doing video essays and video stuff. That's how I've used my degree and my knowledge, and I've been really happy to do it. I just wish I had more time and energy. I really appreciate your support, and I tried something new. I'm looking at the YouTube studio here, and 60, 70 some concurrent viewers right now. And I know for some larger channels that's nothing, but for me it's I really like hanging out with you guys and shooting the shit about Eva. And I'd love to do more of it. Time permitting. Energy permitting. Thanks, Mike. Good job. We got another super chat from Mike Dempsey. Good job, Brosef. Watched Eva in '99 and haven't latched onto an anime like it since, but Zero is crazy. I think you'll like it. RE0. So, for somebody that is a AvaTuber, I guess, and a tuber, RE0. I'm not sure if I've heard of the show, but yeah, as someone that's an anime tuber, I don't watch a whole lot of anime. To be honest with you, this art style looks so familiar. But yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of anime. My wife and I are watching Utena. I don't think that she's ever watched it in its entirety, but it's my first time watching Utena. And I can't remember the last thing we watched before that. I'm a little behind on my on my animus. There's a lot of stuff that I want to watch, and actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna show you guys something. Hold on. Alright, first off, I have to make some room. Let's put these back there. Headless Karu. Put him back together. Are you ready for this, guys? Oh! Does anybody want to take a guess? What's in here? What do you guys think is in here? Are you ready? Are you guys ready for this? This is not a box. This is a binder. This is a binder. So you're gonna probably want to look over here on the document. This is all anime. This is all anime. This is Drew. Drew, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but this is Drew's anime collection. I have 3 binders of this size, full of DVDs and Blu-rays from my friend who moved to Japan, and there's a lot of cute girls doing cute things, but look at, I have so much stuff, and I haven't watched like any of this stuff. I gotta rewatch Eden of the East though. I never watched the movies. I never finished XL Saga. I need to get around to watching Fate Stay Night. Fate Stay Night is also really awesome. I really liked Tsukihime a lot. But yeah, I have by default, this is all anime, and it's not even all of it. This is just most of my friend's anime collection that I'm holding on to for him because he couldn't take it to Japan. Plus, you know, the anime that I've got, plus like all the fan stuff that I've got. Like there's, like I need to watch, like I haven't watched Razafon. Like, ugh. I tried watching Razafon like 2 or 3 times and just couldn't get through it. Yes, it is a crazy amount of anime. But I've watched pretty much everything Gainax has done. But anyway guys, we've been doing this for a good 2 hours now. Yes, Nadia. Psycho Potato. Nadia is excellent. I've watched that like twice now. Such a good show. If you like Evangelion and you have not seen Nadia, rectify that. Nadia is, in so many ways, the prototype for Evangelion. So, if you've never seen it, you definitely should. But let's see if we can get him into a what should we do with this arm here? Well, guys. All right. Q&A round. Real quick. Let's see. What do we got? Let's scroll back up a little bit. Yeah. So, Jawar96 says, OMG, it's alphabetical order even. Fun fact, it did not come that way. None of his binders came that way. He gave me 3 binders of DVDs. Now, one of those binders was like all the anime, but like I had to alphabetize them. But I did a little bit different. I did all of the Gainax stuff together in alphabetical order, all of the Miyazaki things in order, alphabetical, and then the rest. They did not come alphabetized. I alphabetized them. It took a ton of time. Let's see. I have watched Gurren Lagann. Excellent show. I'd like to rewatch it sometime. There is no hentai in that binder. Not a single one. I do not have... I'm trying to think about this. I had to think for a second. Do I own a copy of Kite? I do not. No, I don't own any. Chunky binder, absolutely. I know Nadia is available on Blu-ray. I don't know if it's available on any streaming services. I have not watched... I've watched like one episode of Sailor Moon where everybody died. Gunbuster Die Buster. Best thing Gainax has ever made. I would say it's solid. It's really solid. In terms of like, you know, of that length, you know? Like 2 short series of that length together. Yeah, it's per episode. I'd say it's really, really solid. Hey Volkert, if you're still out there, I mean to email you back about those panels. Just been trying to find some words, because it's a little bit loaded. When can we... Sid asks, when can we expect for interviews with you and Eva voice actors on your channel? I'd like to try to do something like that. I have an idea for a format where, you know, hang out with people from the community, like other voice actors, other creators, people who are involved with it, like just looking at the... Like, I like to look at Ava through various different lenses, as far as, like, when interviews with other voice actors. It has to do with... There's two answers to that question. One, there's a format that I need to get around to launching when I have the time. The other thing is, it all depends on growth. Like, there's a live-action Evangelion post-mortem that I want to do, but I cannot see myself doing it without people that were involved with it actually taking the time to answer some questions about it, you know? Like, I need to put some original research into it. Lucas Androdo asks, where are you planning to watch Ava 3.0 plus 1.0 without subtitles? There's 2 ways that could happen. One, if it's safe to go to theaters in Japan and I can see it, I would like to. The other is if a cam rip leaks out. And if a cam rip leaks out, I'm going to try very hard not to watch it. Like, I want to wait to watch it in good quality. I have not played... Suck-ass Monk asks, ever played Deus Ex? Nope. I know a little bit about it, but nope. Nadesco, I have watched the series, but not the movie. I only watched a little bit of it in Japanese, so I'd like to go back. It's one of those, like, time. Like, I wish I had one of those like, machines, like in Dragon Ball, where you can go inside the machine and then have all the time you need and then come back out. I would like to have, you know, time to rewatch Nadesco in Japanese and then watch the movie. Spider Dam 26 asks, what do you do with the Shinji Fuse Beads art thingy? Did you hang it on a wall? Throw it out? That one got sold to one of the workers at a former... There used to be a... in one of the neighborhoods in Baltimore, there used to be a shop called the Nerporium that sold, like, video games, magic cards, things like that. I used to make stuff with fuse beads and then sell it via commission, and then I would get credit at the store to buy video games. So one of the workers there actually bought it and took it with him wherever it is he ended up going. But I actually do have another one in the closet that I finished. I've made 2 now, and I was going to have it as a prize. Like, I have 2 extra pop figures in boxes on my shelves that they were gonna be prizes And I was also going to make more of... I was going to make more of these. Let's switch back to my... Yeah, I was going to make more of these. These are fuse beads. They're the little circular beads that you put on a grid and then you fuse together with an iron. I made magnets with them. And I was going to make a whole bunch of these too. And I was going to take them with me to Otakon as prizes. But... Pandemic, man. This damn pandemic. Let's see. Can I get a website for the Lego? Just search for Keeppley Evangelion. Where I bought the small ones isn't selling them anymore, and then I got these off of eBay. Just go onto eBay and search for Lego Evangelion, Keeppley Evangelion. You'll find it. Real easy. What are my thoughts on painting and stocking with garter belt? I watched like 2 or 3 episodes. I thought it was interesting, but like it just didn't do much for me. Dominic says you should check out Evangelion Spec on YouTube. So here's the thing, guys. Aside from like sometimes like music videos and mashups and things like that, I don't watch other Evangelion videos anymore. If Goat Jesus, Demolition D, or Gigic, if one of those 3 guys does an Eva video, I'll watch it. Like one of if one of the creators that I like a lot makes another Eva video, I will watch it. But pretty much anything else, it's like Hollywood. It's so dumb, but like it's like Hollywood. If you send a script to Hollywood, they will return it to you sealed. Like they won't open it. They'll send it back to you, or they just won't read it, or they'll throw it out, or whatever. They won't read your script because they don't want to be accused of, similarities. Like, somebody come back and say, "Hey, I sent you a script 5 years ago, and this movie you made has something similar in it." So I just don't watch other Eva videos anymore, just because I don't want. It's like the Demolition D rebuild film videos that he did. Like, I don't like. It's like I want to have my own opinions, So like I try to avoid reading or watching other people's analysis because I don't want it to. I don't want it to like affect or. I want my thoughts to be my own. And the easiest way to have, and also to have that plausible deniability, is just not watch other people's analysis. I want it to be mine. I do archive though. I maintain an archive of like anything that like I see. Like if I see somebody make a video series, I do archive it because I also like to do some like I transcribe things, I scan things. I maintain a fairly large archive of stuff. Like there are a lot of things that just vanish off the internet that I keep a record of. Have I ever played Vice City? I played a. I'm not gonna tell you why, but I had to play a little bit of Grand Theft Auto for work at one point. So I played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 5, maybe the first chapter. But I'm not a big fan of sandbox games. I tried playing Dead Rising, drove me nuts. I like more linear type games. It's a weird thing to say, but the closest thing to Grand Theft Auto I've ever played is Minecraft. If I could write Kensuke Ida's story, what would I do? It's a dumb joke that I made on Twitter recently, but I'd have him come back after the time skip, buff as hell, and say hold my beer and just jump into an Eva and just I don't know. I'm not interested in Kensuke Ida. I'm more interested in like Toji and Hikari and where that went. Do I think after Evangelion Thrice Upon a Time there will be a backlash like the first ending of NGE and Otto will have to continue the series or not? I don't think so. I think he's done. I think he's pretty much said he's done. I want him to move on and do more stuff. Like the new Ultraman film's coming out, like isn't directed by him, but it's written and produced, and he's one of those filmmakers who, even if he's a producer, is still going to be, his influence, his creative influence is still going to be there, even if Shinji Higuchi is the primary, like, the director of the film. I want to see him do more stuff like Shin Godzilla and Ultraman, and even, like, the side projects, like the Japan Animator Expo, or his voice work in The Wind Rises, Like, I want to see more stuff from him other than Evangelion. Like, Evangelion is the only thing that he's done, with the exception of maybe Shikijitsu, that takes that dark, depressing, introspective deep dive into the human psyche. A lot of his other stuff is very, like, fun and light, Like the live-action Cutie Honey film is awesome. I want to see more stuff from him like that. I don't want him to keep retreading Evangelion. As much as I love Evangelion, I want to see him do, like, if Otto were to do, like, a live-action, like, Super Sentai film, like a Japan, like, high production Super Sentai standalone film, that would be awesome. Or Gamera. Does anybody remember Gamera? Like, if you could do a Gamera film, that would be awesome. I would be totally down for that. So I don't think there's going to be any backlash, any more than, like, like, there's a thread on Ava Geeks, like, called something like Rebuild is not your 2-minute hate. Like, there's a lot of people that have a lot of strong opinions about the Rebuild films. So I'm sure we're going to see more of those, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else we got. Blindside JS, man, I miss Otakon. I really do. Jacoby, Giga's last Evo Bridge video was 7 years ago and it was from the second rebuild. I've been waiting for him to make another abridged, or the third rebuild since 2014. I'd be down for that. Eidenberg asks, will you make a video about the Honkai Impact crossover? I am actually thinking about if I can kind of resolve what's going on with the CPU usage on my computer. Or if my laptop can run it, and then I can just run that into my graphics card. Actually, no, that won't work. If I can resolve the CPU issue that I'm having with my computer, I will definitely stream some of the Honkai third Impact, because it's a limited time thing, and I kind of regret missing out on doing some video content about the Eva Dawn mobile game. So I definitely want to do some. I might have to, like, pre-record it or do a video review of it or something, but I do want to do something. The Psycho Potato, have you tried Super Robot Wars? I want to play Super Robot Wars V. I have. Let's see. There you go. I have F. I have Super Robot Wars F and F Final for the Sega Saturn. and I have a Saturn, and I have a import card. So I could play these on stream, but there's the language barrier issue. I'd like to get one of my friends that do interpreting work. Again, pandemic, to like come over sometime and maybe do some like basic interpreting so we could try this out for real. But yes, I want to play. I will make a promise to you guys. If anybody wants to donate a copy of Super Robot Wars V, 100%, we will do some live streaming and we will do a video about it. Absolutely. But it's on my back burner. I have like a wish list and a list of things that I want to get sometime, and I do want to get Super Robot Wars V because it's available in English and it has Eva stuff in it. Lucas Androdo says, I'm excited for what the next generation does with the Evangelion IP. Me too. I would be interested in seeing what Kazu Tsurumaki could do with it. What else? But yeah, I would love to see another director do it. Let's see, what else? What do I think of the... Dominic asks, what do you think about manga version of NGE? I like it. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same depth. Art, fantastic. Here's what I'll say about that. The NGE manga is very consistent from start to finish. Just consistently very good. Art, and unlike the TV series where things shift around a lot, different animation directors, different animators, very consistent, very high quality art. I like that it is not the exact same thing as the TV show, otherwise it'd be really redundant. I liken the Eva manga to a cross-country road trip, okay? Let's say you start in New York and drive to Los Angeles, and then you want to do that drive again. Are you going to take the exact same route? Are you going to stop at the exact same restaurants? Are you going to stop at the exact same cities? No. Every time you go, take a trip, it's going to be a little bit different. Different time of the year, different people you're with, different places you stop, different places you sleep, different things you see, but you always are taking relatively the same route along the way. That's what I like about the manga. It follows the same journey, but it takes different stops along the way, different embellishments, so I like it. Definitely worth... It's, 1, watch the anime, 2, you should watch the rebuilds, and 3, read the manga. Small dream, looking forward to Shin Gamera in a couple years. I would love to see that. Gamera, he is really, really neat. He tastes like chicken meat. We believe in Gamera. There's your Mr. Science Theater reference for the day. Mike Dempsey with another super chat. Ida is awesome. How dare you? Panty shot. I kind of like that. I mean, Kensuke adds something interesting to the show. Here's the one thing I don't like about Kensuke. In that episode where Shinji is leaving or whatever, Toji has just lost his leg piloting an Eva. He almost died. And what does he say in the voicemail that he leaves for Shinji? He says even Toji got to be a pilot or something like that. He actually expresses his disappointment that he didn't get to be an Eva pilot after everything that Shinji and Toji had been through. God, what a doof. But one of these days, aside from some of the spin-off mangas, one of these days, one of the spin-off mangas is going to give it, or something major is going to give him a chance. Favorite Snoot Boy, favorite Western TV show or cartoon? Cartoons. Top 5 in no particular order. Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. X-Men the animated series. Batman the animated series. Gargoyles. And Exo Squad. No. I'm going to give Exo Squad an honorable mention because Season 2 of that show is complete garbage. Ninja Turtles. The Legend of Aang/Korra. X-Men the animated series. Batman the animated series. Gargoyles, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. TV shows. Babylon 5. Pretty much anything like sci-fi or like Stargate, Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, Babylon 5, Farscape, Firefly, or anything mythology-driven like Lost, Alias, The Pretender, The X-Files. I dig all those shows. And how many KO what? And how many years can we expect a Hollywood to try to have another attempt at NGE live action? Hopefully never. I'm sorry to say, hopefully never. Here's the thing. If it was going to happen, it was going to happen in somewhere in there between the 2003 to 2005 when Anno came back and made the rebuild films. He had the opportunity to, like, I am so certain that Anno didn't want it to happen. He had every chance between live-action Cutie Honey and the rebuild films to do a live-action Evangelion. Like, he could have been the director for it. And it probably would have been good. Or at least as good as the rebuild films. I'm sure they asked him to do it. I mean, why not? I know that Richard Taylor from Weta and him hooked up and talked about it at some point, and bonded. But like, yeah, I mean, if it wasn't going to happen at that point in time with him doing it, when he clearly wanted to make more Evangelion, it's never going to happen. So, and Hollywood does not have a good track record of adapting anime to live action. So I hope it never happens. If it does, I hope it happens in the Japanese market. Like, maybe that's what they'll do in like 5 years, and at Kara. JR96, are you into Berserk? No. I've never really been into fantasy, medieval setting type stuff. I tried watching it, didn't do much for me. I've heard it has certain things that I really like. That there's overlap there, but I couldn't get into it. But Susumu Hirasawa's soundtrack and music, fantastic. Do I think minty flavor? Do you think Ray's soul is in the Walkman? My friend is hoping that she looks like BMO. Haven't thought about it now. I'm more curious to find out if because like he pulled her out with the tape player. Like, where did the tape player come from? Like, was he in the crazy room? Was him pulling Ray out of the blue whatever into the entry plug? Was that just all in his head? Like, was it just purely like a metaphor, like a visual metaphor, a visual representation of what happened figuratively? Where did the tape player, like the tape player was in the entry plug, so could Ray have come out of that? I don't know. I want to know whether or not Ray Q is actually Ray 2. Gundam King, do you think that if Shinji were to change, that the show itself would change because of it? Yeah, absolutely. To some degree. I mean, Shinji's like downward spiral is not, well, I mean, he kind of has a downward spiral. It's very, you know, like, it's effectively one episode, which is the death of Kaoru, but like a lot of characters have a downward spiral in the show, so like he doesn't precipitate Asuka's descent or Masato, well, or Ritsuko, but kind of Masato, but like a different type of Shinji would not substantially change the outcome of NGE. Or the world, I mean, anyways. Can I make unit? I can't. So we got a request for Unit 1 to dab. There we go. I think that's the best I'm gonna be able to do. Does that look like a dab to you guys? Yeah. Scott Vards, what's your opinion on domestic girlfriend? Don't know what it is. Mike Dempsey, you're just gonna give me another buck? Mike, thank you for the super chat. With nothing in it. Thank you for your $1. I appreciate it. Yeah, he does kind of look like he's having chest pain instead of dabbing. Green Ballast 666 asks, what is my favorite anime besides Eva? So, we gotta talk about films, and we gotta talk about series. Fun fact, the end of Evangelion is not my favorite anime film of all time. So, End of Evangelion is not my favorite anime film of all time. And this will hook into the fact that my second favorite anime director is Satoshi Kon. Today's kind of like turning into like show and tell day. Millennium Actress by Satoshi Kon. This is Kon's second full-length film, and I have my original DVD from back in the day, and I've also got the more recent Blu-ray release from Shop Factory. Yeah, this is a fantastic, fantastic film. Watch it, please. It's so good. As far as shows, oh God, I don't know. There's a bunch of things that I like. Like I like Trigun. I like Tsukihime. Monica is pretty good. I don't think I have a like a just flat out like favorite anime of all time, other than Evangelion. But FLCL, solid. Let's see. Erwin Untermeyer, how long do you think it will be until the next Evangelion movie show will come out? 3 to 5 years. I think 3 to 5 years would be really optimistic, but it could probably take up to 5. Because I think it's gonna take some time, but like, I feel like after Eva, Kara will probably do something else original. Let's turn the volume on that down just a little bit. I think Kara will probably do something else original or another adaptation, and then maybe come back to it. So I'd say like 3 to 5 years, maybe. Lucas Andro, how did the rebuilds even explain how Shinji caused a third impact? Will. Not really. Cholnik29 asks, so I take it you're more of a 90s anime kind of guy. Probably. I'd say probably like a lot of my favorite, most of my favorite stuff is probably in the like 1995 to 2005 range, probably. I think for me, like, I think anime kind of like became self-aware sometime in the late 2000s, where like if you could use anime as an adjective or a verb, you know, like anime went full anime. So if that makes sense to you guys. So, and I just kind of, I've kind of lost interest in anime over the years. So, Green Ballast 666, well, talking about Satoshi Kon, do you like Perfect Blue? It's okay. Was it like this film? I love this film so much. His other works I don't love. They're okay, but I love his style. You know, like Perfect Blue is okay. Tokyo Godfathers is okay. Paprika is okay. But I just like his style. You know, his filmmaking style. So I enjoy watching them for that reason, but I don't enjoy them as a story, if that makes sense. You know, like sometimes you watch and enjoy a movie for just one particular aspect of it, like the lighting or the sound design or the art direction. You know, like Lost in Space, the 1990 whatever Lost in Space. I like its dumb, like its big dumb effect work, but I don't really like the movie itself. So I like Perfect Blue, but I'm not crazy about it. Dongus Khan, have you watched The Sopranos? Nope. Snoop Boy, how would you feel about a spin-off series that focused on some of the side characters? Here's my idea that I kind of have on my like document or plate of like ideas that might be cool to like explore in like a fan dynamic. Half Genesis, like an episode in between each episode that like, why don't we talk about what happened in Nevada? Or why don't we, you know, like stories between stories. Like I'd like to see a series of shorts or episodes that are that take place in between, that flesh out the world and flesh out the characters. Dominic asks, what happened after End of Evangelion? Choose your own adventure. I'm sure there's tons of fan fiction about it, but officially, nothing. I think there's like one official illustration. Let's see if I can find it real quick. There's like one official illustration that kind of touches upon like the post-Eva world. Pulling out my copy of G. Stern. God, there's so much art in this book. I'm trying to find one. There's like one particular illustration. I'm never gonna find it. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, here it is. That. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only thing that has been produced officially that gives you any glimpse of life after the end of Evangelion. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the only thing. So, Snoop Boy... No, I'm sorry. Sergio Wolfwood says Nolan played Paprika. Paprika came out in like 2007-ish, and Inception came out 2 years after that. Okay, so the timing doesn't really match up, because he would have wrapped Paprika release date. Damn it. – 2006. Christopher Nolan. Okay, so 4 years. It's possible, but there's evidence that, and my understanding is that Nolan wrote Inception over the period of 10 years. And he would have gone into production on the film pretty close after Paprika, would have come around. So I don't think Nolan plagiarized Paprika at all. It's just sometimes there's some commonalities. Also, Sergio Wolford mentions a commonality between Darren Aronofsky and Perfect Blue. Black Swan is very heavily influenced by Perfect Blue, and Darren Aronofsky's second film, The Fountain, is very reminiscent in some ways, structurally, to Millennium Actress. I love that movie so much, too. But there's a lot of remixing and stuff, so... But yeah, no, I don't believe that Inception is. I don't think there's enough there, especially if it was written over the course of 10 years. Plus, Nolan doesn't strike me as a person that would really pay any attention to anime. Sergio, I see your comments in chat. I got no fight with it. Like, I love Nolan's films and Coen's films simultaneously. I don't think there's enough there to like make the argument that there's plagiarism going on. So yeah, Dominic, I do plan on doing some live streams of playing Eva games. Some of it depends on pandemic and being able to get interpreter type person or somebody that knows more Japanese than I do to be involved. But it's on the back burner. It's something I will get to eventually. But at any rate, it has been much longer than I was expecting to do this for. I don't know at what point this turned into just a hangout show and tell, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I had a lot of fun building this guy, and maybe I'll put out a poll like on my Twitter, but next week we will build either the Mark 8, not Mark 8, Unit 8, or the Mark 6 here. It's going to be very, very similar, like the arms, the legs, most of the torso, the torso, they're going to be very, very similar, aside from the head and the weapon, but we will do both of these guys. I'd like to keep this to like the Workshop Wednesday thing, as much as I want to build all of them right now. I think we will reconvene next Wednesday, build some more not Lego. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you, Mike Dempsey, for your 3 super chats? There are other similar sets like this that are more normal portioned, that are taller and are more articulated that I'd like to get. So your super chats will help make that possible. Because as much as I would like to, I can't buy all of the Eva things. But if you'd like to donate Eva things to me, I'm not going to say no. Shoot me an email. Alright, enough shilling. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. Have a good day.